When you think of invasive species, you probably picture pythons swallowing alligators in Florida or zebra mussels clogging up the Great Lakes. The obvious villain. But here's what's wild. Some of the most devastating invasive species are things you see every single day, things you might actually love, things you might have in your backyard right now. Today, we're exposing 5 invasive species that have completely fooled you into thinking they belong here. Number 1. European honeybees. Yes, the same honeybees everyone wants to save. The ones on your Save the Bees t-shirt. They're not from here. European honeybees were brought to North America by colonists in the 1600s. Before that, not a single honeybee on this entire continent. Zero. And here's the problem nobody talks about. Honeybees are aggressive competitors. They outcompete native pollinators, bumblebees, mason bees, carpenter bees, sweat bees for nectar and pollen. North America has over 4,000 native bee species. Many of them are now struggling, and honeybees are part of that equation. Native bees are often better pollinators for native plants. Some plants literally evolved alongside specific native bee species. Honeybees show up, hog the resources, and those delicate relationships break down. Now look, I'm not saying honeybees are evil. They're important for agriculture. They make honey. They're fascinating creatures. But save the bees probably shouldn't mean save only one European species while ignoring the thousands of natives that actually belong here. Something to think about next time you see that bumper sticker. Number 2. Domestic cats. Okay, cat lovers, please don't come for me. I love cats too. But we need to have an honest conversation. Domestic cats are one of the most destructive invasive species on Earth, and that's not my opinion. That's what the science says. In the United States alone, free-roaming cats kill between 1.3 and 4 billion birds every year. Billion with a B. They also take out 6 to 22 billion small mammals annually. Cats have contributed to the extinction of at least 63 species worldwide, including birds, mammals, and reptiles. Gone forever. And they're currently threatening another 367 species with extinction. Here's what makes cats particularly devastating. They hunt even when they're not hungry. It's called surplus killing. Your well-fed house cat that goes outside, it's still hunting, still killing. It's hardwired behavior, and unlike natural predators, cat populations don't fluctuate with prey availability. You keep feeding them, they keep breeding, they keep hunting. The solution isn't complicated. Keep your cats indoors. Build a catio. Leash train them. Your cat lives longer. Wildlife survives. Everybody wins. I know outdoor cat culture is strong in some places, but the data is overwhelming. If you care about birds, wildlife, and ecosystems, indoor cats are the way forward. Number 3. Earthworms. Earthworms, the ones in your garden, the ones you learned about in school, the symbol of healthy soil, most of them are invasive in North America. I love this one because it completely flips the script on everything we thought we knew. Here's the backstory. During the last ice age, glaciers scraped across most of northern North America. They wiped out virtually all native earthworms. For about 10,000 years after the ice retreated, the forests up north evolved without earthworms. Then European settlers arrived, bringing earthworms in ship ballast, plant soil, and agricultural materials. Those worms spread, and here's why it matters. Northern hardwood forests developed a thick, spongy layer of leaf litter called duff. Native plants, salamanders, ground-nesting birds, and countless invertebrates depend on that layer. Earthworms eat it. They consume that leaf litter faster than it can accumulate. Forests with invasive earthworms have thinner soil layers, different plant compositions, and reduced biodiversity. Some native wildflowers are disappearing. Salamander populations are crashing. If you're enjoying this and learning something new, do me a favor, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps the algorithm show this to more people who care about this stuff. Now, earthworms in your garden compost bin, probably fine. But dumping bait worms in the forest after a fishing trip? Please don't. You could be introducing species to areas that have been worm-free for millennia. Number 4. Ring-necked pheasants. Look at this bird. Gorgeous, right? Those iridescent feathers, that long tail, those striking colors. Ring-necked pheasants are also not supposed to be here. These birds are native to Asia. They were introduced to North America in the 1880s for one purpose: hunting And it worked. They established populations across the continent and became one of the most popular game birds. But here's the ecological cost nobody mentions. Pheasants compete directly with native ground-nesting birds for habitat and food. Greater prairie chickens, sharp-tailed grouse, and northern bobwhite quail have all suffered. Worse, pheasants are nest parasites. Female pheasants will lay eggs in the nests of prairie chickens. When those pheasant chicks hatch first, and they often do, they can outcompete the native chicks for food. Some studies have shown pheasant parasitism rates of 10 to 30% in prairie chicken nests. That's devastating for a species already struggling with habitat loss. And here's the irony. Hunters who love ring-necked pheasants are often the same people who fund prairie chicken conservation. It's a complicated relationship. The pheasant is so embedded in American hunting culture that calling it invasive feels almost sacrilegious. But ecologically, it's an introduced competitor that's part of the pressure pushing native species toward extinction. Number 5. Purple leucostrife. Our final species might be the most deceptive one on this list. Look at these fields of purple. Absolutely stunning, right? People plant this stuff on purpose because it's so beautiful. Purple leucostrife is a wetland destroyer. Native to Europe and Asia, purple leucostrife arrived in North America in the early 1800s, probably in ship ballast and contaminated cargo. By the mid-1900s, it had exploded across the continent. Here's why it's such a problem. A single mature plant can produce 2.7 million seeds per year. Those seeds can remain viable in soil for decades. When purple leucostrife takes over a wetland, it forms dense monocultures. Native cattails, bulrushes, sedges, gone. The plants that waterfowl, muskrats, and countless insects depend on, replaced. Wetlands choked with purple leucostrife support almost no wildlife. Birds can't nest in it effectively. Insects that co-evolved with native plants can't use it. It's an ecological dead zone that happens to be purple and pretty. The good news? Biological control is working. Scientists introduced specialized beetles from Europe that eat only purple leucostrife. In many areas, these beetles have knocked populations back significantly. But purple leucostrife is still sold in some garden centers. People still plant it. If you have it in your garden, please reconsider, and definitely don't let it spread to natural areas. So there you have it, 5 invasive species hiding in plain sight. The point of this video isn't to make you feel guilty about every organism around you. It's about awareness. Invasive species aren't always ugly, scary, or obviously foreign. Sometimes they're beautiful. Sometimes they're beloved. Sometimes they've been here so long we forgot they don't belong. Understanding the difference between native and invasive helps us make better choices about our gardens, our pets, and how we interact with the natural world. If this video opened your eyes to something new, share it with someone who needs to see it. Subscribe if you want more content like this. Which one of these surprised you the most?